Have you found yourself thinking, I really have just had enough of this leisurely time outside, taking care of my homegrown crops and barbecuing with my friends IRL, if you're European, or daydreaming at the office when you're working 50 hours a week to keep up with the summer rush, if you're American, and been longing for that login screen rush? Maybe all the Dragonflight alpha footage, the returning dungeons in Shadowlands Season 4, and dreams of your very own Death Knight in Wrath Classic is haunting you. Have you then found that when you renew your sub and finally smell that sweet Azerothian grass, that you just run around in circles in Oribos or Shatrath? I've had quite a few friends and acquaintances talk about returning to WoW and not quite knowing what to do or where to start. I'm here today to solve that problem with the one secret to unlock your WoW joy. And I'm not even gonna dilly-dally and wait until the end of a 10-minute video to tell you. I'll tell you right now. Set your own goals. Now, you might think to yourself, how am I supposed to set my own goals if I don't even know where to start? I have the answer to that too, and I'm actually really here to tell you how to set that goal and why you should. Let's start with the why. Going back to the never-ending grind that WoW is at its core. If you are to believe a lot of streamers, the forums, and the esport competitions, the meaning of playing WoW is to have your spec be meta and push the highest level of content. This makes many people salty when their spec isn't meta, maybe even considered unviable by the community. Now, I want to disprove this and say that you do not have to be meta to enjoy WoW. I recently interviewed Josh Corbett from the Countdown to Classic podcast, and he had some great thoughts about this. There is more than one way to enjoy WoW, and you owe it to yourself to find out how you get the most enjoyment out of your game time. One of my closest friends recently picked up his Druid alt and decided to play Feral. Feral, you say? Feral is shunned by everyone. No one would ever take a Feral in a key. By the end of Season 3 in Shadowlands, he was the 7th highest ranking Horde Feral Druid on our server and was enjoying the crap out of himself. He was closing in on 3k Mythic Plus rating and was simply having a blast. Now, why do I bring this up? It is not to tell you that reaching 3k is the sole purpose of playing your character. It is also not to tell you that it's actually more fun to play off-meta specs. It's only to tell you that WoW is much more fun when you set goals and go after them. My friend had achieved most of what he wanted on his main, so he chose an alt and set himself a new goal. And he had a blast doing it. Another friend is excited to play Wrath Classic, but fell off in early TBC Classic. He started a new shaman from scratch and has had a ton of fun leveling through vanilla at his own pace. A third returned to retail after investing heavily in TBC and decided to see how high he could get in rated arenas, something he hadn't really done before. All this to say, when you set a goal for yourself, it's very often extremely fun to reach for that goal. It could be incredibly on-meta. I mean, have you tried Survival Hunter yet? Or so far off from what the community tells you to that you might be farming honey in Kultiras. The point is, it's just really satisfying to reach a goal in WoW. And once it's reached, it's totally fine to stop playing for a while if you can't think of another. Too many players are too focused on what the meta is saying and what the min-maxers ask of them that they actually don't enjoy the game anymore. They just complain that their spec isn't meta and that the game is too grindy. And that might be the case for them, so maybe they should stop playing or set a different goal. A goal that sounds fun to them. Now that we know why we should set our own goals, how do we know what these goals should be? Well, first off, if you already feel a clear longing in your soul, go for it. Want to be ready to dive into Wrath Classic? Level a character. Want to achieve Keystone Master? Start running keys. But if you're already at max level, log in and simply don't know what to do in game, I have a few suggestions. I believe these are evergreen, valuable suggestions to anyone who plays WoW, but especially if you're returning late in an expansion. First, do all the quests at max level. All the quests. While there might be some that are kind of irrelevant, they should still be enjoyable because you get to push the buttons that are just so enjoyable in WoW. And doing all these quests will show you what the game has to offer. Questing in Zereth Mortis will tell you all about that rep, the collectibles there, the story, and the craftable tier sets. Doing the breadcrumb quests in Oribos will unlock new appearances, open your eyes to PvP, and show you Tazavesh, the newest mega dungeon. Doing quests will simply show you the game, which is imperative to making your own goals. If you don't know what there is to do, you won't know what you can choose from. Second, find a guild. Actually, for your own benefit, this should probably be the very first thing you do, but for the sake of making your own goals, this is the second part. Having other players around you doing their own things, looking for more people for their raids perhaps, or dungeons, or transmog hunts, can inspire you on what goals you want to set for yourself. And once you've set the goals, you can find help in your guild. My friend who started playing his Feral alt basically only did keys with guildies. WoW is best with others, and even if you have a group of friends who have played together since 2012, it's worth it to have a guild in addition to that. Inevitably, someone is going to drop their sub, and having a guild there to keep you company until they return will be invaluable. I am so thankful for my fellow exiles and can't imagine my time in WoW without them. Third, ask questions. Ask what others enjoy doing. Ask how to get that one piece of transmog you're looking for. Ask what transmog even is for that matter if you're new. Ask for company when you do keys. Ask for guidance on how to complete that achievement you have your eyes on. Your guild is a great place to ask these questions. More than likely there is someone who has already done what you're doing, or someone who knows something about it. Wowhead is also a great place to ask. Honestly, if you just Google a question or item, there's a big chance the first hit will be a Wowhead link. I use Wowhead so much, I don't even know how I managed to complete what a strange long journey it's been in 2010 without Wowhead. Oh, that's a great place to start for a goal, by the way. What a strange long journey it's been. Basically, what I'm saying is stop letting others tell you how to enjoy WoW. Figure it out for yourself. I mentioned Josh Corbett earlier, and I'm gonna echo what he said. If the way you enjoy WoW is the same everyone else tells you, then great. But at least give yourself the opportunity to consider if there is something else that would bring you more joy. Season 4 just started in Shadowlands, and while it is bringing some returning dungeons and raids, I strongly believe that you will find yourself running in circles again unless you set clear goals for yourself. If nothing else, it will feel a lot more rewarding when you achieve those goals that you set. After that, you do it all over again. Set new goals, try something new, or leave the game for a bit until something that seems exciting comes along. Trust me, evaluating how you can enjoy the game more and setting these goals will make you happier with your time in WoW. Hey, you just watched a Warcraft video with ease. Good on you. Until next time, take care.